In last lecture, I've been explaining you differences between a var, let, and a const. In this lecture, we'll continue and we'll do small rework of our application. So let's start. Open your coding editors, and actually I'll remove all of these comments here. You can still find them in the resources of this lecture, and actually in the resources of every lecture you can find the current code from a lecture I am explaining you. All right, so let's take a look on our code. We have here our run app application. We are calling here our run application, but our project is called a car service. So you want to really work with the cars and a car service. So what we will do, and this will be actually assignment for you, we will create here a couple of new variables, and also we will change this function. So first of all, let's remove this block here. All right, so let's remove this block. We'll make this smaller, and let's remove this line. All right. So what I would like to do here is to create 6 new variables. I would like to create here some variables that will hold informations about a car we would like to work with. So I would like to create here a variable. I will write it here. So const brand. All right. So brand, and this will be, let's say, Mercedes. So Mercedes. All right. Const type. All right, so type of this car, it will be Mercedes. I don't know really types of the car, so I can maybe just make it out. Mercedes-Benz, and then a const, and it will be produce year or production year. Produce year. All right, and let's see, this car was produced in the year 1995, let's say. Okay, so these 3 variables described my first car, and I would like to create maybe, let's say, 2 more cars, okay, or just 1 more car. So I will create here a second variables, and it will be brand 2, type 2, produce year 2, and this will hold information about my second car. So this can be, for example, Citroen, and so on. Okay, so this will be assignment for you. Let's create some informations about the cars. Okay, we'll leave it commented for now. Create these variables that will hold informations about the cars you want to work with, and then we would like to change this function. So this function should display informations about the car. So let's say this function will be called display car info. All right, so this will be called display car info. And what we will expect to get here is your brand. Okay, so right here params will be brand, type, and the year, and you will display here nicely formatted informations about the car. So let's say this will be Mercedes-Benz, comma, space, and the year, let's say this will be year of your car you will provide there. Okay, so this will be called display car info. Here you will specify parameters of your brand, type, and a year, and here in a console you will display informations about the cars, and then simply you will call your function down here with all of these informations, and we will test it out together. All right, so go ahead, you can start to work on this. Alright guys, so welcome back, and let's see solution. Alright, so first we'll create these variables, and actually we don't need these variables up here, right? So I'll remove all of this here. Okay, and I can actually keep this. So here is our variable that holds information about the Mercedes-Benz 1995, and it will create here new ones. Okay, so it will be brand 2, type 2, produce year 2, and this will be, let's say, Citroen. All right, Citroen. Okay, I don't know any types of Citroen. All right, so let's say Mitsubishi. I hope it's spelled like this. All right, let's see answer, and 2002. All right, so now we need to change this function. Say hello for a display car info. We'll expect to get here is brand. So we'll call this parameter as brand. Type, and the year. Of course, you can call it as you want. Maybe you want to just use here B, T, Y. All right. Okay, up to you how you want to call your parameters. And by the way, when you are Visual Studio Code, you can hover over a function. You can see here description of your function. So you can see here is a function. It's a local function, display car info, and it expects to get here parameters of a brand, type, and a year. All right. All right, so we have these parameters. What we want to do, we want to display it, right? So, all right. let's display here a brand. All right, so brand plus, all right, it will be space plus type and plus, or let's get here plus and a comma space, or maybe we can like this dash and a space and the plus here. Amazing. All right, so we have here our console log display car info, and we can display our car information. So car informations. All right, and let's display here car informations of our brand type produce year. So let's get here a brand type and produce year. Actually, we can copy this and let's change it for, let's add here 2, 2, and 2, and simply let's save this and let's take a look on terminal. So let's write here node app.js, and you should see here our nicely formatted informations about the cars we have just created. And that was actually assignment for you, very simple one. It was just a reminder of our previous lectures, how to create the functions, what parameters to expect get here. And of course, remember these parameters are up to you. These parameters we are providing when we are calling our functions. So we are filling our function with the values. Remember, the brand type and the produce here are raw values we are getting from the variables here, and these getting replaced when we are calling a function with the parameters here. Okay, so brand will be whatever we are calling this function with. Okay, so in the case of the first call of a function, this will be Mercedes-Benz 95, and the second function call, this will be Mitsubishi Lancer 2002. All right, so this is a main difference. And remember to debug your code whenever you don't understand what is happening here. Just write a breakpoint whenever you want. Click here debugger, run your code, and you will see. Let's jump into run app. You'll see we are creating variables. You can see the values and the variables in the left side in your local tab here. And then you can see here we are calling here display car info. We are providing brand type and a produce year. Then you step into function. You will call the function, and you will see that we are providing here on these parameters Mercedes Benz year, and this what is getting displayed in a console log. All right, perfect. I have just one small improvement for you, so I will make this bigger here. And what we can change is just a console log. I will show you how you can display this much easier. So you can use here interpolation. Let's provide here backtick. This is very important. You need to write here everything in a backticks. Okay, you can see here it's not normal quote, it's a backticks. On my keyboard is just a next to the I key here, Y key. Okay, so yeah, let's write here what we want to here display. We want to display here a brand space type, space dash space, and a produce year, or as a year, how we calling it in a function. So when you want to provide here our value from a variable as a string, you need to write here $, curly brackets like this, very simple, and you need to provide a variable or parameter in this case, so brand. Okay, and it will be replaced by the brand we are providing here. Okay, so brand space $, curly bracket. This will be our type. Now simply write here space and a dash space, and now $, curly bracket, and the year, and this will have the same results. And I think this is much more readable here. Okay, so just a backticks, $, curly brackets when you want to provide a variable or a parameter in this case, and strings you are just writing normally when you want to get some text here. All right, let's save this. Let's take a look, and you should see the same results. Node app.js, and you can see our cars are here. All right, guys. Oh, not here. Okay, so we have our cars. We have here display car info, but I think this is not very good way how to create a cars. You can see here when I want to create a car, I need to create here new variables, brand type, produce year, then I need to duplicate them and so on. And that's not very good approach, especially in a object-oriented programming language. Okay, so in next lecture, I will show you new type, and that's called object. And after object, we'll take a look on the classes. All right, guys, so that should be it from this lecture, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.